A very good morning to all of you. Let's continue with the other functions in file handling. We have new functions tell and seek. So to get and to set the file positions, we have tell and seek functions. So the tell method of Python tells us the current position within the file, whereas the seek, that is having the two arguments offset and from. So here offset means this argument indicates the number of bytes to be moved, right? As we know, when we open a file in any mode, so the file bytes start from 0th byte, right? So the first character is at the 0th byte, the next character is at the first byte, and so on, right? So offset is basically the number of bytes we want to move. And the second argument to seek function is from. This from can have one of the three values like 0, 1 or 2. 0 means I want to move these many number of bytes from the beginning. 0 means from the beginning. If I have this value as 1, that means from the current position, wherever I am in the file, that is wherever the file pointer is, from there onwards I can move to that number of bytes. And if the from argument is 2, that means from end we have to move back and read that number of bytes from the file. Okay, tell function is not having any argument. Tell is having only the parenthesis, because when we apply this function, it tells at which byte number we are. Okay, so here byte number indicates the position. So let's take up an example program. Here we have opened the same file, right, with the name as a.txt in the write mode. We have written this complete line in the line variable, and then finally we have closed the file. The moment we open this file in the read plus binary mode, you can see it is written here as RB plus. That means I can read on a binary file and I can write as well. Here plus indicates reading as well as writing. So the moment I've opened this file and I print f.tell, this function tell is going to tell us at which byte number I am currently, which byte number the file pointer is. So it has opened the file from the beginning, so the byte number first will be the 0th byte. So that's why in the output you can see it is written, it is printed as 0, because f.tell is going to tell you the first byte number, which is a 0. Next is we print f.read7, that means from the same file pointer at byte number 0, read total of 7 bytes. So it reads the 7 characters. So you can see the 7 characters are this word welcome. So you can check the output. It is written with B initially because it is indicating for the binary file. So with it we have the 7 characters which are printed as welcome. Then if I try to print the tell function again, so tell us at which position we are right now. So we are at from byte number 0, now we come to byte number 7, right? Because welcome has occupied from byte number 0 till byte number 6, total 7 characters. So now the next tell function is telling us that we are now at 7th byte number, right? That is the position. Next we read, so we have written print f.read function. So it reads the entire content. We have not specified the size here, that how many bytes we have to read. If nothing is specified means read the entire content from the current position. So after this whatever is there will be printed. So you can check the answer in the output box. It is printing from the space, then 2, then complete till the end. You can see it's coming. It is actually in one line. Okay, then we have the next tell function. This tell function is going to tell us now at which byte number we are. So even you can count, so you will come up to byte number 59. The next is the seek function. Now what seek is going to do is f.seek 9, 0. It means from the beginning. 0 means from the beginning move 9 positions. Okay, so it is going to take the file pointer to the 9th position. So when I write in the next line print f.read5, so it reads from that 9th position total of 5 bytes. So you can check the answer. It is coming as O space pyt. Okay, so at the 9th place O is starting and read total of 5 characters. So O, then space, then PYT. Okay. The next is f dot seek 4 comma 1. Here 1 indicates from the current position. So right now we are at which current position? We are at the index number. You can check from the from T wherever H is there, right? From that place. So from H you're going to seek total 4 position, because it is seek 4 comma 1. So from that current place you have to move 4 characters hence. So HON dot, we have skipped this part. Then from there we read the 5 characters. So after dot, how many 5 characters are there? MYKVS. So you can check in the output box. Okay, it is MYKVS printed. Next is f dot seek minus 5 comma 2. This 2 indicates that from the end. So from the end you have to go back 5 bytes. Okay, so from the end if I go back 5 bytes, where I will be? I will be at V. Okay, the V character. So from V read 5 characters. So that is what is written in the print statement, f dot read 5. So vs dot in. So these will be printed, and finally we have closed the file using the close function. So this is the importance of seek and tell function. In short, I tell you a brief summary that tell function is going to tell you the byte number wherever you are, and seek is going to take the first argument as the byte numbers, okay, and the second argument as the basically the from basically means that from beginning or from the current position or from the end. 0 for beginning, 1 for the current location, and 2 for the end. All right, next we move to some methods of OS module. There is an OS module in Python. So there are some functions. So we will be studying these 6 functions. So first one is the rename method, right? So rename method is used to rename a file. Syntax is also given, os.rename current file name comma new file name. Okay, so you have to pass the old name then comma with a new name, so your file will be renamed. The second is the remove function. This method deletes a file. Its syntax is os.remove file name, so this file will be deleted. Third function is mkdir. This module is used to create, or we can say make, mk is for make actually, used to create or make the directory in the current directory. So if you are working in a current directory and you want to make a new directory inside that current directory, we can write mkdir. So the syntax is os.mkdir, and in the bracket you have written the directory name as it new dir. Okay. Fourth one is the chdir. Ch stands for change. This method is used to change the current directory, right? So if you write os.chdir to new directory, so your directory is changed to this new directory now. Fifth one is get cwd. This method actually displays the current working directory. CWD stands for current working directory. So os.getCWD is going to display you in which directory you are working currently. Sixth method is rmdir. Rm stands for removing a directory, right? So this method deletes the directory whichever is mentioned in this function. Over here the syntax is os.rmdir as with the argument as the directory name. So this directory will be removed. Next we come to the absolute path versus the relative path. Now absolute path basically means if you want to go to a particular file, the full path to go to that file will be specified as the absolute path. Whereas the relative path means if the file is in a working current directory, okay, it's inside a current working directory, so only that much directory name along with the file name will be the relative path. For example, see the absolute path C colon slash user slash admin slash doc slash staff dot txt. So this is the complete path from your computer drive, C drive, till your file staff dot txt. Okay, whereas if you are working in the current directory as docs, right, and your file is staff, so your relative path will be docs slash staff dot txt. Okay, so in short I can say that my pwd plus relative path is equal to the absolute path. So the sum of your current working directory along with the relative path to a file will make up a absolute path. Okay, next we will see this change directory function os.chdir. If you want to change your directory to this, it will be changed. Okay, so os.path.exist in the bracket staff.txt, it is going to return true because this file is actually existing in the path inside this directory. Okay, and we can also write, instead of writing these two lines, I can simply write in one line as os.path.exist and the full directory with the file. So this is also going to return you true, right? If you don't know where the user executing the script from, it is the best to compute the absolute path on the user system using the OS module and _file . So this is a global variable set on every Python script that returns the relative path to the .py file that contains it. The last topic of this class is standard input, output and error streams in Python. Okay, as we know, the standard input is our keyboard, standard output is the monitor or we can say the console, and standard error stream is also your output, that is your console, right? So example program is given. We have to import the sys module, and how we are going to use it? By writing a variable a equals to sys.stdin dot readline. So std here stands for standard and in stands for input. So from the sys module, go to the standard input and read a complete line. Okay, so if we are reading a line having 10 characters, that complete line is read inside a. So if you want to display this complete line on the output screen, we are going to write sys.stdout.write in the bracket a. So from the system module, using the standard output, we are writing this line a. Now if I want to change it like a equals to sys.stdin.read5, that means from the entered 10 characters, a is going to contain only the first 5 characters. It is going to read only the first 5. The remaining characters are waiting to be read. Okay. Then if I write sys.stdout.write a, that means we are going to write these 5 characters which were read in the variable a. Next, if I say b equals to sys.stdin.read5, that means from the same standard input, we are reading the other 5 bytes in the variable b, and we are writing same onto the standard output using sys.stdout.write b. And finally, if I write sys.standard_error, that is stderr for standard error dot write, if in case any error is there, so using this stream standard error, the custom error message will be written. Alright, so this is about the file handling main concepts using the read write methods for the standard input, output and error streams in Python. Okay, that's all for today's class. Thank you to all.